Right, let's have a little look at Funk 49 by Joe Walsh. I'll demonstrate it first and then I'll break it down. It's quite a nice one to do. It's got this funky little rhythm. It sounds complicated, but broken down it's nice and easy. So here we go. Okay, so that's the bulk of the song. Obviously there's lots of little adaptations he does all the way. He doesn't just stick to that riff, but that's the bulk of the riff. Okay, so I'm going to... there's a few things I'll say first. There's some muting in this, so let's just get used to placing our fingers on the strings like this and just get used to that. So you don't want to press down and create any notes. Just get a little muting thing. Okay, and then there is an instance you play the you play the two notes like this. So on the second and third string here, you're going to be barring it with your first finger like this on the 5th fret. And then there is a case where you do this with your first finger on the 7th frets there. So I'm on the second and third string. So you do your first finger there and the first finger there, and then there is an instant where you have to do it on the 7th fret here, but with your third finger. So even though it sounds the same, the reason being is it's nice to play it here on one part of the riff, and then you need to do it here to get back for something else. So get used to playing the 7th fret on the second and third string with your first finger there, and then your third finger. Then your first finger on the 5th fret. Okay, so that's a bit of a heads up on how to achieve this. Okay, so that's the main riff there. Let's have a look here. Alright, so the first thing is, like I said before, put your first finger on the 5s, and you can see it's the second and third string. And what you're doing is you're going to hammer on the 3rd string with your second finger, the next fret along the 6th fret, so it'll be like. Now don't hammer on the 2nd string there, it's got to be the 3rd string you're hammering on with this. So you're barring the 2 5s there and hammer on the 6th fret there. So what happens after that, you got to place your hand on a mute straight away. Go. Now when I'm doing this strumming, I'm not strumming all 6 strings, I'm focusing on the 1st, 2nd and 3rd string, or the 4th string, probably catching that as well. So you got 5, 6 and then down, up, down, up. Okay, so the next bit is on these 2 7s here. Now this is the 7s where you play with your 3rd finger. So you're barring the 7th fret, that's the 2nd and 3rd string. And then after that you go back to the 5, 6 hammer on thing. So you go. So that's why you got to use your 3rd finger there, because then you're gonna bar that 5th fret and do that 5, 6 hammer again. So you got this first, this 5, 6 hammer, and then almost your 3rd finger's ready and waiting there. Yeah, so you've got them mutes after that. So you got. So. Okay, so this is where we go to the 7ths here, the 7th fret, but instead of your 3rd finger, you're going to do this with your 1st finger now. So you're bringing your hand over from here to here. So you bar on the 2nd and 3rd string on the 7th fret, and then you're gonna go hit the 7s, and then put your first finger on the 8 there. That's on the 2nd string, and back to the 7s. So instead of where we've been hitting our finger on the 3rd string, this is actually on the 2nd string now. So you got some mutes straight after that. And then it goes back to the bar in the 7 here with the 3rd finger. So you're gonna have to switch that with your 3rd finger to go. Okay, there is some mutes after that ain't on this chart, but just take it for granted these mutes happen after each one of these. So it's okay, so I hope that's broke that down enough for you. Then we go to this little bluesy run. So you start on the 4th string, 7/5, and then you go to the 5th string, 7/5, and then with that first finger there, you're ended on that 5. You got to move that down to the 3. So you got, and then with that first finger that's on the 3, you move it up a string to this 3, and then to the 5. Or you might want to use your first finger and move it up here because you have a power chord straight after it. So you got, so from this 5 you use your first finger, to this 3 with the first finger, up with the first finger, and then slide it up to the first finger. So the whole of these you can use your first finger. So see, I'm just using my first finger, this little boxy type shape. So first finger, okay, and then you got the power chord there. Now the next time it plays it, it's the same but without the power chord. So it goes, okay, and then it does that again. So if you can see, all in all, it does it, the riff with the power chord at the end, then the riff without, the riff with the power chord, the riff without. So I'll play that to you then. Alright, so the next part is nice because it is the same riff but moved up a fret. So it starts on the 4th string on the 9/7, and then 9/7 down to the 5, up to the 5/7, and then power chord. So you can see it's exactly the same shape as what you've done before, but up 2 frets, and then it plays it here without the power chord at the end. So power chord, no power chord. Right, we'll talk about this chord at the end. Is an E7 sharp 9. Famous, like Hendrix played it a lot. So if you've ever played Hendrix, likely you played this chord. I'll just come out of here and show you how that stacks up. So put your first finger on the 4th string, and that should be on the 6th fret. Then this finger should be on the 7th fret above it, and then the 3rd finger on the 7th fret below this first finger. So you got like a D7 kind of shape that you would do here. So you got that there. And then put this little finger on the 8th fret here on the 2nd string. Gives you that funky kind of chord. So just practice that and get used to that shape because you're going to have to get to it pretty quick. Let's go from here. So you've got the standard one of these let's get a bit more of it on there. Standard one of these. Power chord. So let's focus on that very last one. So I'll go slow here. Start to 5, and then up 5, 7, E7 sharp 9. So I'm going to play the riff from the 9th fret here. Power chord. No power chord. Power chord. E7 sharp 9. Back into that. Okay, so quite a good fun riff to play, kind of funky, a bit bluesy scale in there, so it's nice tune to play. Great song, you should give it a listen as well. Alright, thank you very much. Goodbye.